Greetings, fellow book lovers. It's time for another edition of Shelf Life Book Reviews Online, where I present to you a very highly recommended book. But first, a little message here. Once again, I don't know if it's because of the damp weather outside, but my eye is bothering me again. I've had injections around it because it's opening and closing strangely. So I'm not trying to stare strangely, but it's back to that again. So I just explaining things. But the book. The book today is Danielle Steele's Never Too Late. This is published by Delacorte Press, retails for $29 US, $39 in Canada, and it is 237 pages. What could be said about Danielle Steele that hasn't been said? She's a writing machine. She's written over 100 books. She's sold over 1 billion copies. So I know a lot of people say, oh, Danielle Steele books, they're all the same. Well, life can be the same too, but the fact that she is still writing, she's over 70, she writes all her books on an old manual typewriter. I think we have to give her credit for that. But anyways, this book is typical Danielle Steele. It's a love story. There's conflict. And this one, there's some interesting things going on. The book revolves around Kezia Cooper Hobson, who's almost 60 years old. She lives in San Francisco. Her husband died 5 years ago, and she decides she needs to make a break and to leave San Francisco behind. She sells her house, and the venture company, the venture capital company that her husband owned, and she makes a clean break. She goes to New York. She buys a penthouse there. And in the penthouse next to her, she meets Sam Stewart. He's a movie star. And the two get along very well. But just as they're meeting really for the first time, a horrible tragedy befalls New York City. A terrorist group has blown up several buildings. Thousands of people have died. And it is a homegrown terrorism, a group in the States that wants anarchy and to take over different parts of the States is responsible. So they ask for volunteers, and Kezia, who was a former nurse practitioner, she goes to help, and so does Sam. So that's the big conflict there. There's usually not deaths in a Danielle Steele book, but in this one, there's thousands of people die because of the attack. Anyways, Kezia has two daughters, Kate and Felicity, and they have their own issues with men. They're trying to find their happiness too. And the one wants to settle down with a man. He doesn't want to. He leaves her. And Kate and Felicity go through a lot of growing pains of life. Even though they're well into their 30s, into their 40s, they still have drama and trauma in their life. But the book, of course, revolves around Kezia. She's a very likable character, as most Danielle Steele characters are. And as we all know, and I can say without a real spoiler, they all live happily ever after. And that's really all a lot of people want with books, is a nice, leisurely read. You can read this on a snowy day, a rainy day, at the beach, or anywhere else you want to read it. It's fast reading, like I said, 237 pages. So, but it is typical Danielle Steele. I won't say I've loved every book I've read of hers, and I think I've read over 50 or 60 books I have read and reviewed of the books she's done. Some are not as good as others. Some are better than others. This one is a very likable book because of the characters. So if you've never read a Danielle Steele book, I guess it's never too late to pick up one. And this is a book that I would recommend for Danielle Steele fans and anyone who likes a love story. So that's the book I'm offering to you today. If you do purchase it, please let me know if you do agree with my review. But I'll be back again with another excellent book very soon. Until then, stay safe, stay sane, stay in touch, and I will see you at the bookstore. Bye for now.